October 2015 tarot reading. My name is Nikki. I do have a bit of a cold this month, so if I sound raspy or sound snotty or anything like that, please bear with me. I have the whole house to myself today, and I thought I'm going to push through and get my videos done while I have the time. And I'm sure I'll make it. I have tissues and coffee. I'll make it through. So let's go ahead. I also like to say that if you are interested in a more personal reading, because this is a general reading, please visit my website in the description below. I do tarot readings for $15 and I do palm readings for $35. And if you have any other questions about purchasing or anything like that, please feel free to email me. You can find my email at my website. Okay, so I've already shuffled and meditated over the cards, and we're going to find out what is in store for you, Taurus. I am doing a elemental spread this month, so it's a little different than what I have done prior. Oh. Wow. Okay. Okay, well, I say wow because I got two cards in this reading in the exact same positions as I did the last reading, but I'm pretty aware that I shuffled the cards really well, and I'm just very surprised at that. So I mean, there could be something going on. That was a Gemini reading that I got the two same cards in the same position. So I mean, you may be very closely connected with what's going on with Gemini in the month of October, Taurus. And you know, when I see synchronicities like that, and I know that it's not the shuffling, it was shuffled really well. You know, I generally say, well, there's probably something going on in the universe to where a lot of the same things are happening, you know, with each other, the same type of events because of just planetary alignments and things of that sort. So, moving on, in your water sector, which it is completely different. Water is emotion. It's what you're feeling in the month of October. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I do feel that this Knight is yourself, Taurus, because Pentacles is Earth, and Taurus, you are Earth. So, I do feel like this figure is you. It doesn't have to be you, but I think for most of you, it is going to be you. It could also have to do with money, but I feel since it's in the water sector, it has more to do with just telling me that this is you. So you may be out to help somebody in the month of October, you know, either advise somebody, help them financially. That could be a possibility, you know, letting them borrow money or loaning them money, whatever. But since it's in its reverse position, I feel like you are having some hiccups there. Perhaps your plan to go, you know, to be the knight is not quite panning out as well as you would like it to be. And sometimes knights are messengers. So, you know, if it is a message that you're relaying, it's not going to, you know, it may be misinterpreted. Or it may come out the wrong way, however. So something isn't, you know, your message or your goal isn't being met the way you intended it to be. And with it being in your water sector, I think this will probably have something to do with something that would affect you emotionally, whether it be a romantic situation, whether it be a friend situation, you know, I mean, even if you're feeling disappointed on how things turned out, that can be an emotion. So it's going to take a little toll on you emotionally that this isn't quite panning out the way you wanted it to. But I do feel like your intentions are good and that you were really trying to do something good for somebody, but things just didn't quite go the way you had planned. In your air sector, just like Gemini, this is communication and things that are going on with you mentally in the month of October. You have the Hierophant upright. Okay, so there's something probably spiritually going on with you, and like in the month of October, you're having your mind is on spiritual matters, and since it is in the air sector, and air often does have to do with communication, I feel like you either want to or you will be talking to somebody. Now, you could be advising somebody, but I feel that you are going to be seeking an advisor, whether it be a religious figure in a church or just somebody that you're spiritually connected with. And this doesn't even have to be a real person. This could be you just becoming more connected with your spiritual side. You know, if you haven't prayed or meditated lately, you may be feeling that you really need to start doing that again. And, you know, start talking to God or the Creator or the universe, whoever it is that you pray to. This is the month where you're going to start to feel that, you know, you've been a little out of touch lately, and you need to get back in touch with that. Now, it could also have to do, the Hierophant can have to deal with authority and rules. You know, there may be something that you want to do, but it kind of goes against conventional, how do I say that? The conventional census of what you should do. That type of thing. So it could be something like that. In your Earth sector, just like Gemini, you got the Nine of Wands upright. Your Earth sector generally has to do with your job or your career. But it doesn't have to be something that actually you make money on. It could just be what you spend your time and your effort into doing. Like I told Gemini, it could be, you know, when it comes to your job, you don't actually have to make money at it. My job is being a mother, and I homeschool my children. I do these tarot videos, which, you know, I sometimes do make money at, but the other things I don't make money at, and I still consider it my job. It's what I spend most of my time doing. It's what I'm most proud of, and I put all my energy into it. So, you know, your Earth sector has to do with those type of things in your life. And these things are more solid, more stable, things that are generally not going to be changed during the month. So with that said, in getting the Nine of Wands, you know, you're feeling defeated. You're feeling like perhaps you have too much responsibility. You can see the swords in the background. That's all the tasks that are on your plate. You know, that's stuff that you still have to do and get to. You're dealing with one and you're feeling overwhelmed, and you know in the back of your head that you still have 20 different things you have to do. So you could be feeling a bit overwhelmed at work. You know, there may have been some delays. You may have fell behind, and now you're like, how am I ever going to catch up? And, you know, people may be asking too much out of you. You may be being pulled in too many directions. But, you know, you're doing it. Try not to feel too overwhelmed. Definitely getting more in touch with your spiritual side will help you just to feel a little more balanced when it comes to working. So, you know, definitely don't pass this up. Get more connected spiritually. It's going to help you in every area of your life. And with your fire sector, this is action. It's generally what you are physically doing in the month of October. But you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords is, you know, feeling trapped, feeling imprisoned. And it's generally about a prison that we've made for ourselves. And most of the time when I see this card, I say that this is like a mental imprisonment. This is a mental trap that you've made for yourself. Whether it be linked to having low self-esteem or what have you. You have put yourself in these you know, bonds. But with it being in your fire sector, I feel that this is something that is more physical than it is mental. So, you know, like, you may not be happy with your current surroundings. You may be feeling, whether it be work, or, you know, whether you work at home or somewhere else, you may feel that the situation that you're in is starting to feel more like a trap, like you can't get out. And it's, you know, it's not a prison that someone else has created for you. You've created your own prison, your own world, your own situation. And you know, I think for the most part, your situation is not a bad situation for most of you, and you generally are happy with it, but sometimes we need a little change of scenery. Sometimes we need a break. Sometimes we feel really overwhelmed, like we got too much on our plate, and we just need a vacation. So I feel like for most of you, that's what this card is really about, that you just need a change of scenery, that your surroundings are making you feel trapped. Now, that said, for a small portion of you, it could be a mental thing. And if that is the case, you know, and in either case, really, you have the power to undo those chains. You have the power to break free from your self-made prison. You may just have to put your foot down and say, you know what, I need a break. So, you know, I see a couple different situations here in the month of October when it comes to the cards. Now, they could all be for different situations that are going on in the month of October, but I really feel like the cards are connecting here in a few spots. I feel like your Knight of Wands and your Eight of Swords are connecting, and the Hierophant kind of connects to everything, because you really need to get in touch spiritually. You need to go talk to somebody, whether it be somebody of authority, or whether it be somebody that you can just connect with on a spiritual level, or whether it be you just taking time to talk to God himself. You really need to do that this month to get back on track. And but you know, I feel like that's one situation, and then your Knight of Pentacles in reverse is another situation. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I feel. I feel like we got a couple different situations going on here. But yeah, that pretty much is your reading in its entirety, Taurus. I hope that you found it helpful. It does have a little bit of a negative undertone, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, for the past few readings, I've got some negative undertones in the readings. I don't think that it's purely negative, though. I think that there could be some really good, healthy outcomes from these things. So yeah, I don't really see it as a bad month. I just see it as these are the things. Sometimes the negative kind of sticks out more than the positive, unfortunately, and I think that's why a lot of the times the negative will come out in the cards. So yeah, leave me a comment below and let me know if these cards correlated with you and how they correlated with what happened in the month of October. I'd really love to hear it. And if you found this reading helpful, please push that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I do this every month, and hopefully next month I will sound a lot better and feel a lot better, and I'll talk to you all then.